Have you ever thought about reading The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, but talked yourself out of it? Maybe it went something like this. Oh, I'd love to read The Count of Monte Cristo, and unabridged is the only way to go because you never know what they cut out. Wait, it's over 1,000 pages? But I could reread the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in that time. I could read 3 whole brand new books. I could experience 3 different worlds. Or maybe something a little more like this. The Count of Monte Cristo? Yeah, I'd love to read that someday. But as you can see, my reading list is a little long right now. Or perhaps the Old English, the historical background, encyclopedic French history, so many big words. Oh, my brain hurts. Quick, give me something fun and easy to read. Whatever the reason, I urge you to give it another thought. Like you, The Count of Monte Cristo has been on my to-read list for years. I just haven't gotten around to reading through it. Until now. Now is the time to rise up and tackle those pages. Some people don't realize, but the works of Alexander Dumas were written as weekly serials. A new chapter appeared in each week's publication. I've always been fascinated by the idea of a serial story. It's just like a television show. Every week's episode packed with intrigue and action, but fraught with cliffhangers always, and you have to wait a whole nother week to find out what happens next. Just like your favorite TV show, only it's a book. You read it a little bit at a time and savor every twist and turn. What I have decided is to try reading this book as it was originally intended, one chapter at a time. Instead of trying to tackle this monster all at once, we're just going to do a little every week. This way, the classic feel of the book gets a little too oppressive. I need air. Or if I crave something purely for lighthearted entertainment, I don't have to feel tied down into finishing this beast before I move on. At 1 or 2 chapters a week, this will only be a supplement to my regular reading, not a replacement of it. Granted, it will take us a really long time to finish the book. Like I said, it is over 1,000 pages, but we will still be enjoying it the entire time. And you don't have to keep to the reading schedule that we decide to use. You can read ahead, you can read slower. Just keep the discussions to the points where everybody else is. You don't want to be giving anything away for people who haven't gotten that far. To quote River Song, spoilers for a book this big, and considering how long it's been since I tackled a really good, dense classic, I think this is a good idea for me. If anybody wants to join in, I have started a group on Goodreads called Serial Readers. You can read along and contribute in the discussions. And if you're like me, you can dissect the book and compare it to the movie as we go. I plan to include video updates as we proceed, featuring all of the inevitable fun new vocabulary words and any historical tidbits I feel the need to research for a better understanding. So join in the fun and have no fear. No book snobbery is allowed. Let's face it, guys, reading a classic can be very intimidating, especially when you're reading it with other people. We can see the way that Dumas has drawn upon the political and governmental upheaval of the time to illustrate his finer point within the social constructs. I like revenge stories, and I just think it's a really good book. Don't worry, guys, we're not trying to get our intellectual on. We just want to read a good book. So don't feel any pressure. Whether this is your 50th classic or your first, just remember, we all read 1 page at a time.